Hello, Chillicothe City Schools. This is a video to teach you how to utilize our new student behavior and management system. This is how you will, starting in October, write up discipline referrals that go to the office. You can write up positive behavior referrals, bus referrals. All of those pieces that we used to utilize a piece of paper for will now be done online. Very simply, you will go to the Chillicothe City School homepage, and under staff, you're going to look for the link that says Student Behavior Management. This is going to take you to Public School Works. So this is another side of Public School Works. You're probably familiar with the Employee Safe side. This is where you go to take those tests and those little PD courses that you have to do throughout the school year. Student Watch is another side that relates to our students, and this is where you'll upload your discipline and office referrals. You'll have to log into the system and you'll use the same username, so first name dot last name. Your password is actually going to be the last 4 digits in your social security number. We used to utilize just Go Cavs for our password, but since we are starting the Student Watch portion of this program, all passwords had to be changed, so they'll be changed to the last 4 digits of your social security number. When you go ahead and log in, it'll bring you to the Student Behavior Management System. You may also see a whole portal of access that we have with this program. The green are employee pieces, the blue are for students, and we'll probably send out other videos telling you about some of the other new features that we have with this program. But for today, we are just looking at the Student Behavior Management. You can see that we have a system here for bus referrals. The Bus Garage will utilize this button to upload any discipline referrals that need to be sent to the school's principals. Here we have an office referral, a documentation report, and a positive behavior report. Now there is a difference between each of these, but how you input the information is relatively similar. So let's say you want to write up a discipline referral that goes to the office and to your principal. You would simply click on this button and you would select the school that you're in. And it will be pre-populated based on Progress Book and SIS. So every student in Allen Elementary should come up. I'm just clicking on the first one. And here will be a report that you will fill out. So one of the first things you need to fill out is an intervention. What have I done prior to this report? And it could be as simple as this student has a behavior contract, or maybe a management plan, or maybe I've tried some positive reinforcement, or I have contacted the parent at some point in time. If you have done that, you will see it's going to ask when that has occurred. Maybe I have done nothing. And if nothing is the case, I would simply put none if that's relevant to this report that you are giving. But you must click on something in the intervention section. On the right side, you will see information about the incident, when it occurred, the offenses that this child has made, the location of the incident, a description, and you must put in some sort of description. Any additional information that you want to put in here, but this part is optional. You will see that this begins to fill out kind of a table of reports that have already occurred for this student. Now, you will only see any behavior reports that you have put into the system for the student. You will submit that, and it will be sent to the principal directly. So the principal will get an email and also will have it in their system. You have a few other options here, some parental contact information. Sometimes if there is an email address, you can send an email report to a parent, but because we're doing an office referral, most of the information now is turned over to your principals and to the office, so there isn't a lot left for you to do in this circumstance. Now, what will happen is you will receive information regarding the consequences for this student from your principal through an email, if the principal so chooses to do so. You can see I clicked on my list of students that I have already written up offenses for, And you can see poor Lincoln here. He's a preschool student that has had quite a few offenses already this school year because he's just first on our list. And we have utilized Lincoln multiple times to show different offenses, and all of these have gone to the principal of that building. Once the principal has dealt with that offense and that referral, in this section you will see consequences, date, what the parent has or what the principal has done as far as dealing with that incident, how it was handled, and you should also receive an email if the principal sends it to you so that you know what has occurred. Now you'll also see on here that I have Lincoln's name in pink, not just gray. So I'm going to show you what the pink refers to. You can see kind of in our little key here that pink refers to positive reports. If we go back to the Student Watch system and the student behavior management piece, we will see that we can also submit a positive behavior report. It is very similar to the office referral. You will again select your school. You will select your student. And we will put in a category for the positive behavior. We are preloaded already with the respect rules that we have, but each building can actually customize this, and your principals are probably already working on doing that to add in different positive behavior pieces. Positive. When I submit that, it was successfully created. I can go to my table of reports, and I will see that Lincoln has another positive behavior recorded here. Again, if the principal decides to comment on that, it would show up here in this consequence piece. It's just a way of recording that there have been positive reports and referrals, not just negative. Now there's one other section I want to show you. It is the Submit a Documentation Report. This might be similar to in the elementaries, referring to like a minor infraction, something that necessarily I probably am not going to send the student to the office, but I do want to report that this has occurred because maybe down the line I have multiple incidents of the same type, and that minor infraction now becomes a major infraction. So again, I choose my school and my student, and I am going to, I've had no intervention, but I am going to look through my offenses, things that may have occurred. And maybe this isn't something that I want the principal to deal with, but I definitely want a record that this has occurred at some point in time. Miscellaneous will probably be one of the offenses that come up a lot in this category, or classroom disruption. This just keeps a report. Oh, let's go back to my library. This just keeps a report for, there we go, for everything that I have put in the system. So if I pull up, or a principal pulls up this student, and I see multiple of these minor documentation infractions, it might make a difference on how I deal with that student in the long run. Once you enter this report, it doesn't have to be entered anywhere else. It doesn't have to go into Dazzle or SIS, Progress Book. These talk to each other, so everything is here as far as information that you may need. And again, once your principal gets this report, he or she can actually send you an email and let you know what the consequences occurred or when the principal dealt with that issue. And I know that's been one of the things we've been trying to fix, is that communication between the administrator and the teacher once we've had a disciplinary referral. So that is how you create a new discipline referral in our Student Watch Public School Works system. There is also a sheet that your principals will have, or that will be sent out to you by email, that kind of gives you a rundown of how to do that, but it's fairly simple in its process. And as soon as you submit that referral, it goes directly to your principal via email and also in their Public School Works system. So we hope that that is helpful to you, makes your job a little bit easier, makes it readily available for you wherever you are. If you don't have that piece of paper in hand, you can simply jump on the computer and input that discipline referral, and also gives you the opportunity to get feedback quickly from the principal as soon as you know that situation has been dealt with. We hope that it's helpful, and we hope that it works well. Again, we will implement this starting in October. Thanks.